Hi students, and welcome back to Math Class with me, Mr. Math, your friendly YouTube math instructor. Today is a brand new lesson, and it is all about how to divide fractions. And it is a very similar lesson to multiplying fractions, and is not as difficult as you may think. And so, without further ado, let's get to today's lesson. Students, step 1 in dividing fractions is to make sure that all of the fractions that you are using in your equation are fully reduced, because otherwise. Step 2 of dividing fractions is an extremely important step. You have to make sure that you flip the second fraction in your equation so that the numerator and denominator are switched. So they are. Step 3 is a critical step in dividing fractions. You have to change, for step 3, the division sign to the multiplication sign. And you'd want to do this because let's say you have 6 over 1 divided by 2 over 1. And you would flip the 2 over 1, since it is the second fraction in the equation, to 1 over 2, because dividing 6 by 2 is the same as multiplying 6 by 1/2. You're just splitting it into 2 parts, or 2 halves, which make the whole, in which case would be 6. So that's why you would switch the division sign for a multiplication sign. Step 4 is a simple step. All you have to do is multiply the numerators, or the top numbers, together. And finally, step 5, all you have to do is multiply the denominators, or the bottom numbers, together. And that is it. Okay students, now we are going to work on our example for today's lesson. We are going to have 2 over 8 divided by 4 over 6. And we're going to be using all of the steps that I just explained to solve today's example. So, let's begin. Step 1, as I described to you, is make sure all fractions are fully reduced. So, can 2 over 8 be reduced? Yes, it can. They can both be divided by 2. So that means 2 over 8 is reduced to 1 over 4. And that is this equation reduced. And our second question is, can we reduce 4 over 6? And the answer is, yes we can. They can also both be divided by 2. And so this fraction simplifies to 2 over 3. So the actual equation we'll be working with today is 1 over 4 divided by 2 over 3. Our second step in today's example is to flip the second fraction in our equation. So we still have 1 over 4, but instead of 2 over 3, we're going to have 3 over 2. And it is that simple. Step 3 of today's example is to switch our division sign with the multiplication sign. So we have 1 over 4 times, not divided by, 3 over 2. Step 4 of today's example is to multiply our numerators, or top numbers, together. And so our top numbers were 1 and 3. So that would mean our numerator for our final answer will be 3. And our fifth and final step of our example problem is to multiply our denominators, or bottom numbers, together. And our denominators were 4 and 2. So that means the denominator of our final answer is 8, which means that the final answer to our example problem for today is 3 over 8. And that is how you divide fractions, students. And now to today's Minute to Solve It problems. Okay, students, here's your Minute to Solve It for today's lesson. Get ready, get set, go. Your answers were 1 was 9 over 20, 2 was 7 over 18, and number 3 was 5 over 12.
And with that, my students, the video is over. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's content and learned a lot, why not drop a like? It would be very much appreciated. And if you really enjoyed today's content and want to see more of Mr. Math, why not subscribe? You'll get notifications about all new content I do on this channel and elsewhere in the future. And, as always, I'm Mr. Math, signing off until the next video. See ya!